So this lesson is on arithmetic sequences. So let's talk about what that is. Arithmetic sequences are sequences of numbers whose patterns differ by the same number each time. You're either going to be adding or subtracting, and then whatever it's changing by, we call that D. So let's look at these three examples and figure out, are they arithmetic? So to get from 6 to 10, I add 4. To get from 10 to 14, I add 4. To get from 14 to 18, I add 4. So did I add the same thing each time? Yes. And it says find D. Well, D is what we're changing by, and I'm changing by 4. All right, let's do number 2. From 3 to 6, I add 3. From 6 to 12, I added 6. From 12 to 14, I added 12. Did I add the same thing? No. And if it's not arithmetic, then there is no D. To get from 1/3 to 2/3, I added a third. To get from 2/3 to 1, I added a third. To get from 1 to 4/3, I added a third. So did I add the same thing each time? Yes. Which means D is 1/3. I added 1/3 each time. Okay, so sometimes I'm going to say find the 10th term, or find the 100th term, or find the 500th term. So instead of adding 500 times, there's a formula we can use, and this is it. So you need to write this formula in your notes. You need to know that A is the first term. A is the first term. D we've already covered. D is what we're changing by. And N is what numbered term you want. N is the term you want. Oh, that's sloppy. So let me just say it again to make sure you get it. A is your first term, the first number in the sequence. D is what we're changing by, and N is what term we're looking for. So let me do some examples. Write the formula. Let's write the formula. Well, the first term is 5, plus the difference is 2. I want and then N minus 1. That's my formula. Okay. To find the 10th term, I'm going to do 5 plus 2, but instead of N, I'm going to plug in a 10. So this is how I'm going to find the 10th term. So let's grab our calculators. And we're going to do 5 plus 2, and in parentheses, I'm going to do 10 minus 1. So the 10th term would be 23. Okay, let's do another one. My first term is 2. I'm changing by -3. And this is N minus 1. There's my formula. To figure out the 10th term, I would do 2 plus -3. And then N is going to be 10 because I want the 10th term. Let's plug that in. 2 plus -3 times 10 minus 1. So my 10th term here is going to be -25. All right, let's do this. My first term is 33 plus, let's figure out what I'm changing by. To get from 33 to 24, I'm going down by 9. Let's just double check. From 24 to 15, I'm going down by 9. So my D is -9, N minus 1. To figure out what the 10th term is going to be, I'm going to do -9 times 10 minus 1. Let's put that in our calculator. 33 plus -9 times 10 minus 1. So -48 is my 10th term. Okay, my first term is 20. Here, this is an easy one. I'm adding 4 each time. So 4 times N minus 1. So to find the 10th term, I would do 4 times 10 minus 1. So 20 plus 4 times 10 minus 1. And I get 56. So the 10th term would be 56. Okay, if I give you a formula, I wanted the first 4 terms. Well, here's my first term, is 12. And then this is what I'm changing by, so I'm going to add 4 each time. So 12 plus 4 is 16, plus 4 is 20, plus 4 is 24. My first term's negative 5. And this time I'm subtracting 2 each time, right? I'm subtracting 2. So I'll get negative 7, and then negative 9, and negative 11. So that gets us through arithmetic sequences. They're pretty easy. Go try that 10.1 worksheet and let me know if you need help.